Now in these drugs is terrible because young people, there's so much energy to burn and they want to experience something, but by the end everything gone, nothing left. It's terrible. So I end up with if you understand this, this is the big enlightenment, because sometimes we don't know. Some people tell us something, we try, boom, and you hook up with that. When you hook up with that, that is a big. It's a life and death, different thing, very serious. So now you understand this part. So we coming into the first thing we set up the cauldron, and we combine the water elements with water or fuel or energy or water element. Utensil is very important. If we don't have this utensil, we end up with taking, you take the water, pour into the fire directly, you distinguish the fire. So that is the one thing. Or if you take the fire and put it into the water, it's also gone. So this one we call, this is the oldest enemy we have, the oldest. Okay. Now, if you have a stove and a pot, or in the olden time they call a cauldron, so you can put the water separate and the alchemy separate, and you put the fire below. Now you have a process of alchemy. Okay, a process of alchemy. So that is the currently. So we have this. So the lesser currently we end up with working with the Tantian cauldron. So sometimes we say is the clay cauldron. And the greater kindly, we're working with the solar plexus cauldron. We call cast iron, bigger, more stronger cauldron. Okay, so that is how the cauldron in this. Now, the Tantian, the cauldron, involved with the fire channel, the middle joint channel, and the water line. So fire, water, and the middle line. So when we reverse them and we lower them down, and they started to cupping. So the whole key is the coupling. That mean coupling, or we're cupping. That means two forces become one forces. They have a suction pull on each other. And this is the one that we need to really over and over and over you get it. When you get this suction, and you feel that all the suction happen, and usually when you exhale, hold your breath and do the cupping, and now when you find the suction in the stomach, now the mid eyebrow, the crown have a suction, and it started to draw energy. So the power in the top here usually coming as a light, as the light coming in. And the Huiyin is in the below. That's where all the forces coming into the Huiyin. Okay, so the light coming into the crystal room and it convert into a rainbow color, and that can be converted down to the organ. We also have this the suction. The next thing we're going to have is the suction of the sexual organ. So in the sexual organ, and another suction of, you feel a suction in here is suction the sexual organ, and the crown the section, and you started to feel that the suction of the sexual organ are very closely connecting with the pineal gland in the brain. Okay, and it's just like two forces are drawing on each other, and you started to feel a lot of arousal, orgasm. And we're regarding this one as a cell intercourse. Okay, and the cell intercourse is started to happen of the drawing on each other. Okay, so two forces drawing on each other that way. And you can see that the diaphragm, actually all the suction, the diaphragm also, so we have a pubic diaphragm, the cranial diaphragm, they're all sucking together. And when we release, it open and suction, okay? So we're gonna talk a lot of these sexual organ and the crystal room and the pineal gland. When they have suction, you feel they're pulling to each other. All these things gonna happen. The sexual organ and the brain all gonna happen as suction. Okay. When we have this for a while, you feel like chi coming, the steaming coming. So there is if you have understand this steaming process, and after that we will have a lot of suction on the gland and steaming on the gland. It's suction on the gland and steaming on the gland system. So this thing happened, it started to creating very clear crystal room. And the crystal room will started to refracting all the light. It's like prism. So when you start to see light, the prism started to come out. And the prism reflecting a rainbow color. Okay? And a simple way that the rainbow color of the prism is right in the crystal room. And the crystal room will reflecting this rainbow color out. So we can see that the red ray going to the heart, the blue ray go to the kidney, the green ray go to the liver, the white ray go into the lung, and the yellow ray go into the spleen, and the violet light go into the brain itself. So and this light, the light that you come in from the crystal room, is the reflecting light of the. Sometimes when the organ convert them, we always refer them as a spiritual food for the soul and spirit in that organ area. And the light also carry the wisdom and knowledge with it. And that is what the beginning of this, the crystal room part. Okay. The brain, this is what in the olden time, they discovered the brain have a different function. Okay. And the different color, different cave, different place, different everything to it. Now, if you look at the brain here, there is the Eastern look at the brain. We're going to use a few charts, and if you can remember it, that is good, because so this chart in the Tao, they're very concerned about the Big Dipper. Okay, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh star. The first star we call a purple light. Okay, the jade palace, power of the cerebrum, the small brain here. The purple and the jade palette here, power of the cerebrum. The next one, dark blue light. Okay, and it's right in the memory center. So the dark blue. Now the third gland is come up to the pineal gland. It's about on the back here, in. Okay, the pineal gland, and the light blue. One is dark blue, one is light blue. And the fourth star is in the green color, is in the thalamus. So the pineal and go down from the pineal, in the middle going down, and that is the thalamus. And the yellow one is the hypothalamus. So thalamus and below, hypothalamus. We're coming down into the olfactory nerve in the nose. Mostly mid-eyebrow, bits of the nose go in. And when you breathe in, inhale, breathe slow and deep, you feel you breathing into the olfactory nerve, and there's the orange. And the mid-eyebrow, the red fire in the solar light, right in the mid-eyebrow, okay? So we're going to use this a lot of time, and holding your, okay? The 7th star and your birth time, and it guarding your birth time. So it's 24 hours, they make it to 12. So if you're born in 11 to 1, AM or PM, okay? So it's double. The AM and 2 number is the first star. And now on the second star is 1 to 3 AM and PM. So you're holding this second star. When you hold a Big Dipper and you emphasize on the second star. And the third star, the 3 to 5 AM and PM. So you hold that third star as your guarding star. And the 5 to 7 AM and PM. So you hold this star as your guarding star, your born star. So sometimes we say they're guiding and they're protecting you. And the 5th star is 7 to 9 AM and PM, okay? The 6th star is 9 to 11 AM and PM. Now the 7 is the same as the 1 again. 11 to 1 AM and PM, okay? We work a lot in the part of the brain, okay? And the chanting of the Pakwa. Reverse the kidney. In the, I don't know, this is the thing that the kidney, on the top of the kidney is adrenal gland. They are separate. When we born, they're separate. So, but we regarding the kidney itself is the water element, but the adrenal gland on the top, we regard them as fire. So one is water, one is fire. So the whole differences is that the fire is on the top, the water on below. So the Tao said, it's just like you put the water under the stove and you try to boil the water, right? You get the water boil and you have no way to have a cup of tea, right? So the Tao said, okay, we reverse the kidney. So the kidney like this, we reverse them. So the fire is below, the fire below, and the water above. And that is one of the major parts that we need to, we call a mini canally. So this mini canally is very affecting the brain, okay? So the steam is steam all the way up to the spine and go up to the crown, and it make a connection up to the universe. Now we go through some of the simple way. I guide you through the canally, lesser canally. We have the meridian. We have 12 meridian to steam, okay? So we steam in the meridian, and you don't have to worry about the channel, just holding the point and just aware the organ and the channel, and they will flow. Okay. So the canally is quite a little bit thing to learn, but once you get the suction, the cupping, you very quick, you get it. That is the whole key. When you bring the energy up into the heart center, heart column, it's transforming the Jing into Qi and Qi into Sun. Yeah. Now also, the sexual energy come up to the Dantian, it change the Jing Qi into Qi. When you bring from the Dantian up to the heart, it transform them into Sun. It's the cauldron, transformation of the energy. And also the crystal room, when it reflecting the rainbow color, it also turn to energy that feeding the soul spirit. The greater we use the pakwa to extract more energy from the earth. And we started to develop a body down and the body up and the body in front. So we call the unihorn practice. It's just like you creating an extension of the vehicle body. And that is the major part. When we spin a lot of pakwa, so that is the one that creating a lot of energy protecting you, and you feel much more secure, much more secure. When we develop that, you also develop a vehicle, the vehicle spinning. The dark room, you silent. You just focus on the dantian and spin back. If you spin back, it calm you down, calm your heart down. So you spin back. And when you spin back to one level, everything calm down. Your mind, your heart calm down, and suddenly the light come. That's it. You are going to what we said, very deep inside you. And sometimes the sadness and depression can come out. If you're crying inside you, let it go. And when you go to a certain level, the deep part of the emotional clean out. So in the dark room, you go in very deep in your emotional. But if you learn how to steaming the energy, and the energy will try to burn you out of the emotional. That's why in the fusion, we are very emphasized in the emotional part cleaning out. In this one, when the steam clean the organ, it also get deep into your organ. It clean them out. Yeah. So emotional can rises. So in the second or the third day or fourth day, some people go back to see their past life. Some people are going to see their future. So everybody are different, okay? But if you don't stick with the past life, you don't stick with the future, you're okay. Okay? Because you are working with energy. You're not working with all the vision. The vision is just like you watching movie, and after you finish, there's nothing. The practice is the one that stay with you. The vision is come and the vision is go. Okay.